Hey, welcome to another edition of ATL Prime Sports. I'm Jurjevich filling in for the one, the only Todd TC Corder. To my right over here, we have the fabulous producer Wayne up there in Memphis. And guys, welcome again to ATL Prime Sports. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at ATL Prime Sports. That's at ATL Prime Sports. You can follow myself at JJ Get You One. You can follow Wayne over there again on my right at RWY Junior, and Todd TC Corder at Corder Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody's doing well. Wayne, how are you this evening, my friend?
Well, my wife and myself and my son have all decided to go on a diet to lose weight.
Ooh.
And so I'm coping with that, but I'm making pretty good progress.
Well, good. It looks
I,
like it.
I need to, well, I don't know how much is noticeable now, but I need to get down to about 170, and then I'll be all right.
Okay, well, hey, keep on plugging along. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Wayne, I'm doing pretty good myself. I can't complain. The College World Series, the Women's College World Series was exciting. Georgia was in it, and Georgia's coach has retired after 21 seasons with the team. So they went 0 for 2 in the series. But you know what? Hey, they got to Omaha or the College World Series, and that's a accomplishment in itself. So, what's on tap for tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen? It's obviously the Julio Jones trade. You see my hat. It's obviously Braves taking 2 of 3 from the world champion Dodgers, and we're obviously talking about the Hawks. They won another road game, one on big stage. Another again road win on a big stage, and much more right here on ATL Prime Sports. Let's go ahead and tip this thing off, Wayne. The NBA conference semifinals are underway. The Hawks, we just mentioned it, they win game 1 in Philly. Will the Hawks win this series? I'll start off with you, Wayne. What do you think? Will the Hawks win this series, yay or nay?
I think they will win this series. They're showing a lot, and I want to tell you, one of their strongest points is free throw shooting. I can't say it enough. I almost feel like they have gone perfect from free throws, but I might be wrong. Just by watching the games, it makes you feel like they're perfect from the free throw line.
Well, you know what, Wayne, you're pretty much right. They've shot very well as a team from the free throw line. I know Trae Young, it seems like he's pretty much perfect from the line every night as well. He had 35 points in a game 1 win. Hawks won by 4. They were up by as much as 26, though.
Well,
Scary. Yes.
they were ahead the whole game though. So
Yeah, it's. I think Philly may have taken an early lead, but it was pretty much a wire to wire almost for the Hawks. An 11-0 run pulled the 76ers to within 2 points. Two points. It got really, really tight there at the end. Last few minutes of the game, you got to get better if you're the Hawks. You got to close out games in the playoffs. Let's here look at my notes. Like the last few minutes, the Hawks had like 6 of their turnovers in the fourth quarter. It seemed like 3 or 4 of those were in the last few minutes by my count. So you can't have your turnovers when you're trying to close out a game, Wayne. Not in the conference semifinals against the number 1 seed. It just won't happen.
right.
Can't do it. You got to play better there. The 76ers center Joel Embiid came back from a 6-day absence. Had a torn meniscus. The guy's not playing on a semi-torn, partially torn. This thing is torn, hurt, gutting it out. That's a warrior performance. He had 39 points, so he can get it done. The Hawks are going to have to do a lot better defending him, even on a bum knee. So, game 2, 7:30 TNT, I assume, Tuesday night. You think they can win the series? I'm still skeptical because Joel Embiid on a hurt knee put up 39. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to be Atlanta faithful. I'm going to say they will win the series. They got out. They got the home court advantage taken care of. So now they each get 3 home court games. I think this could be a toss-up series. I'm with you, Wayne. I say this may be 7 games, but hey, I think the Hawks can take it. And if they win all their home court games and take one more in Philly, that'll do it. That'll do it. They already got one. They win their home court games. It's a gentleman's probably a 5 or 6 game series, maybe a gentleman's sweep if the Hawks do it that way. I'm not saying they will, but home court advantage would be huge. Again, game 2, Tuesday night, 7:30. Hawks are looking pretty good. Bogdanovich off the bench, are starting, giving you good minutes. Kevin Huerter playing extremely well. John Collins got a exclamation point airmail from Trae Young to top the game off. I mean, this Hawks team is looking really good at the right time. Any final thoughts, Wayne, on the Hawks opening round 2 win versus the Philadelphia 76ers?
I feel like they're going to win the next 3 games.
I like it. Wayne, and folks, if you've been with us since day one, Wayne holds a true prediction in my heart that just holds true to this day. He called in the radio station, said the Falcons are going to win out and go to the Super Bowl, and by gum, they almost won the whole thing. And if it weren't for 28-3, they would have done it. So I like that prediction, Wayne. I always hold true. Folks, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search ATL Prime Sports on YouTube. Give it a little click, a like, and subscribe, and we'll keep doing this thing for you. We enjoy doing it. You ready for a topic number 2? It is the big topic in the sports world, Wayne. You ready?
Yeah. Well, we get into it, but, I'm an Atlanta fan. I'm not a Julio fan.
I know. I know you are. This one's going to be fun for that reason, folks. The Falcons, if you haven't heard, have traded their franchise leader in receiving yards, Julio Jones, and a 2023 6th-round draft pick to the Tennessee Titans for a 2022 second-rounder, a 2023 4th-rounder, and the remainder of Julio Jones' salary. Who won this trade? Again, Wayne, I will start with you.
Well, I'm going to say Atlanta won this trade because I don't want to say that Julio Jones' health is in question, but he missed a lot of games last year. And, if you were going to say anything about it or have a headline, I would say it would be how to save $15 million.
Well, you're right about that. The Falcons were up against it. They needed to make room. General Manager Terry Fontenot has got to make moves to sign the rookie draft class that we just went out and drafted. Someone had to do it. Someone had to be sacrificed. Unfortunately, it looked like it was Julio Jones. Scratching the surface of this trade, I think the Titans came away on top. You look at it, whoa, Julio Jones, 2nd round, 4th round pick. Boom. Oh yeah, they win. But you dig a little deeper, get your little shovel out, get a little deeper into this Falcons trade. They no longer have to pay that salary that you just mentioned. It gives General Manager Terry Fonda a lot to work with now. Now he can do things. He may be able to sign a free agent now because not all these draft picks may make the team. So you'll have a lot of money to work with. And for a rookie GM, that's got to be a load off your shoulders, right? I mean, seriously, you're under the cap, almost no money. I think there's like under $1 million to work with, which is pennies on the dollar when you're talking professional sports and salary caps. So I think this is a good trade for both teams. I mean, Atlanta just drafted Kyle Pitts. I think you may see him split out at wide receiver some, and this will help the Atlanta franchise right away. You get a guy that can possibly, not saying he will, folks, but can possibly already help alleviate Julio Jones' absence. So I think scratching the surface, yes, Tennessee Titans, they won the trade. You dig a little deeper, you look at all the details, I think the Falcons also won in this trade. It's 50-50 win-win, and you ask me, Falcons, final thought on this, Falcons have a lot more room to work with in their salary cap. And, again, Julio Jones, you mentioned it, hasn't had a full season in a couple years. He's given you his all. He always plays. 14, it seems about 14 games a year he averages. Todd and I did the math off the air. It's about 14 games. But the thing is, he's always lacked in touchdowns. Hopefully you can get that with Kyle Pitts. The 2 tight end set. Here we go. Here it comes. Any final thoughts on Julio Jones going to the Titans?
Well,
Wayne.
it's a funny thing. I'm wondering how much Arthur Smith played in this deal, having been the former Titans offensive coordinator, and now he's the Atlanta head coach. Maybe he had some connections there, and that's why teams like Dallas really didn't pull through. And I'm just thankful that he didn't end up going to Tampa Bay, because I had heard in some circles that Tampa Bay was thinking about him, but.
Yeah, I don't think the Falcons were going to trade him in conference. I think they were made sure it was going to be to Baltimore or to Tennessee, or maybe even way out west. So I think the Falcons did very well in this trade. Again, I think they alleviate a lot of room, alleviate a lot of stress on the general manager and the front office moving forward. Let's go to our third topic of the night. Take me out to the ball game. The Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers over the weekend. How big of a series win was this for Atlanta? I'll tee this one off. This is a big win and a big series win for Atlanta. Why, folks? This is the world champion Dodgers. Braves mentally gave up 3-1 series lead in the NLCS last year. That's fresh in their memory. They've got a lot of injuries. A lot of negative things had just happened to Atlanta. Marcell Ozuna, we see Soroka possibly down and done for the season. You have another injury. You have guys just falling off like flies, it seems like. And all of a sudden you take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. This really could revert and reverse the whole outcome of the season. I mean, the Braves are 28-29 at this point in this season. They play a midweek series versus the Phillies starting on Tuesday. And they sit 3.5 back of the first place Mets. So you're not in that bad a shape despite all the injuries. It looks like Travis d'Arnaud could come back maybe around the All-Star break. So it looks like the Braves are getting healthy. Things are moving in the right direction. This could be a momentum swing for the Atlanta Braves. Wayne, what do you think? How big of a series win was this for the Atlanta Braves?
I've never really been a big Dodgers fan. I feel like a lot of times they get overrated, and so I'm not surprised that Atlanta is able to do this. I feel like they're going to continue to do that. And in fact, not to bring in more family members, but my mom has come out and said that she expects Atlanta to have a trifecta in 2021. She says
Trifecta.
She says the Braves are going to win the World Series, the Hawks are going to win the championship in the NBA, and that the Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty big stretch, but I did. What's that golfer's name that's in PGA now? That's from University of Georgia.
Bubba Watson.
Yeah, well, him and I think there's one other guy. But maybe if one of the other 3 doesn't make it, maybe we'll have a golfer win a big tournament or something.
We'll have to pay attention to that one. Yeah, there's a couple golfers on tour right now that are from the University of Georgia. I can't think of the others off the top of my head. They're all fairly good golfers as well. I mean, if you're on the PGA Tour, you're a good golfer. Let's dig back into this Braves subject, though. Go ahead.
Is Koepka, is he one of the guys that's from Georgia?
I am not good at the college golfers. It is not my expertise. I'd have to double check on that. I'm really not sure. Not sure.
Well, we'll figure it out one way.
We'll have to do some research off air, and we'll figure it out. We'll post it on our Twitter, folks, and give you guys the answer. But jumping back into the Atlanta Braves, Wayne, this team has really dramatically changed its starting pitching role. The quality starts are starting to come in. The team ERA is dropping down. It's right now at 4.41, 4.41 ERA. It was much higher than that. It was close, if not over double digits early in the season. It's just things are turning around for them. The Braves pitchers, the bullpen, Will Smith is perfect on the year and save opportunities. Ever since he gave up the 4 runs and lost the game, I can't remember the team off the top of my head. He's been lights out. He hasn't hardly walked anybody. So the bullpen's really coming around, especially AJ Minter. He pitched 2 consecutive games in that Dodgers series and did extremely well. Look, Ender Inciarte won the game for you on Sunday afternoon. People like to dog him, but guess what? He had 2 RBIs, a clutch RBI single, and a sac fly. Both those games had a big time catch going back on a line drive that was caught at the warning track over his shoulder. So Ender Inciarte had a heck of a series and a heck of a game on Sunday especially. So guys are coming through at the bottom of the order. You see Ozzy Albies starting to turn it around from both sides of the plate. That's a big sign. Freddie Freeman's starting to catch on fire. Austin Riley had a bad day at third base, actually, on Saturday, but they managed to win the game despite 4 errors. So again, things are starting to look forward for these Atlanta Braves. Pitching, hitting, maybe Travis d'Arnaud comes back later on, maybe in a month or so, right around All-Star break, maybe right after. We'll see, but this team could turn around. And if they do, they got a lot of talent. And if they stay healthy, which may be the case for every team in the NL East, let alone Major League Baseball, watch out for the Atlanta Braves. They're still in this thing despite all the injuries. Wayne, any final thoughts on the Atlanta Braves?
Well,
Sitting 3.5 back of the Mets right now.
We look at all of the statistics and we start thinking about statistics, but in the playoffs, I really think those statistics don't matter as much as the attitude of the players or the team working together. And I would hope that the GM or the whoever is in the bullpen, or not the bullpen, but the dugout, will steer the games according to how the players are doing at that time instead of trying to look at statistics.
No, you're exactly right. Sometimes managers do get too analytical. We saw in the World Series last year, the Rays pitcher doing extremely well was taken out a little too early. People thought maybe it cost them the game. So maybe too analytical. Take it back a little bit. I see what you're saying. Make sure Snit's managing the game properly, and you think these Braves will do just fine. Folks, if you're liking these videos, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search ATL Prime Sports. We're live every Friday on blogtalkradio.com/Mancini Sports from 1 to 1:30. Always have a guest, always talking live sports, and you can always check that out again at blogtalkradio.com/Mancini, MANCINI Sports. Let's move on to some bonus topics. Again, I may have forgotten. Any final thoughts, Wayne, on the Braves? Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm just saying that this is not the time for Moneyball.
I agree. Maybe they even make a trade. We'll see. Folks, moving on, we got a bonus topic, and then we'll get into our ATL Prime Sports No Huddle headlines. Bonus topic, quick and easy one. Well, for most, Alabama extends Nick Saban. The new deal will have him coaching till 2028. Saban is set to make $8.425 million this season, 6 national championships, 6 at Bama. I'd keep him there till he's physically can't coach any longer, till the wheels fall off, till the brakes fall off. Whatever phrase you'd like to use there, keep him there. But, folks, Saban will be 70 this fall. I don't see him there till the remainder of that contract. I don't see him there for 7 more years. I don't see him coaching that long. I think he'll hang up the whistle 2 or 3 years, and they'll pay that contract out through 2028 to help alleviate some of that on the school. Wayne, what are your thoughts on the extension for Nick Saban?
It's not unexpected. I think it's a weird thing they put that 8.425. I just say 8 million because I don't really think a 425 makes all that big of a difference. Uh, as far as his ability to coach, I really think the person that will know the best will be Nick Saban himself. He's a pretty smart guy. He's not going to want to, uh, go out of coaching as a losing coach. And so I think when he'll know the time to retire and move on or move in. Who knows? He might take on some other role with the university.
Correct. Correct. Well said, Wayne. Well said. Folks, it's time. It's time for the ATL Prime Sports No Huddle headlines. We'll move through these as quickly as we possibly can. Floyd Money Mayweather made an appearance back in the ring versus a YouTuber over the weekend. That's right, folks. Mayweather versus Logan Paul was entertaining. Went 8 rounds. There was no winner because there was no judges. The real win was the fight that preceded the main event, Luis Arias versus Jared Hurd, as Arias won a 10-round split decision. That was where the money was watching, which I did pay for, by the way. Because I'm a huge Mayweather fan. Always have been, always will be. It was entertaining. Will I say, folks, it was an exhibition. It wasn't supposed to be a real boxing match. It was supposed to be for fun. Both fighters made $20+ million. Logan barely landed any punches. If you go look at the overall statistics of the fight, it was pretty one-sided. I mean, Mayweather hardly threw a punch for long periods of time, but he landed the ones that were mattered, and he took a couple good punches. Paul was a good 30 or 40 pounds bigger than him, about 6 or 7 inches taller than him, it looked like. So it was fun. Wayne, did you see it, and what did you think about it?
I did not see it, but I heard about it, and of course, I heard about it ahead of time. I really think that at some point, people are going to think of Logan Paul as something other than a YouTuber, but who knows when that'll happen. But you were right about what the main event was. And a split decision fight is always a good one to watch because you know that during that fight, there was a lot of back and forth.
Absolutely. And it was a bloody fight, folks. So all you MMA fans out there who like the mixed martial arts blood, there's a good amount of blood in that fight. But here, the final thought on this one for me, Wayne, has got to be the message Logan Paul had for the world after the fight. Man, it really gives me chills, Wayne. He basically is saying anything is possible. Look, I stepped into the ring with one of the greatest fighters of all time, and I'm not saying I won or lost, but I'm saying I did it. And to say something is impossible, I don't want to hear it. Basically was his message. I'm not quoting him word for word here, folks, but it was a great message. It was basically stand up for what you believe in, basically put everything and anything into put everything into what you want to do, and maybe it will happen. Hard work pays off, and I just think that was a great message. Wayne, did you see the final message from Logan Paul or not?
I did hear about it. I didn't see him say it, but it is a good message. I think along those same lines, another one that I like to, think of in a different way is I really try to discourage people from using the phrase, I'm doing the best I can, because it puts limits on you. And I think, going along with Logan Paul, he's not putting limits on what he can or is willing to try and do. And so, you know, don't limit yourself. Let other people try
Correct.
and put limits on you, and then challenge those limits.
Absolutely, Wayne. Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Let's move on to our final no huddle headline for the night. And boy, this one leaves you shaking your head. It's the fans' behavior in the USA versus Mexico soccer match in Denver. Folks, if you haven't heard about it, just Google it. Mexico's fans were chanting anti-gay slurs. Um, and throwing bottles once the United States team took a 3-2 lead in extra time after a Christian Pulisic goal. Um, One of the objects thrown hit Giovanni Arena, who scored a goal in the first half of the match. He had to be helped off the field. It looked like his head was a little swollen, little around the eye. Looks like it hit him kind of in this area. But just bad news. And to transfer this over to other sports, you saw it in the NBA with popcorn getting dumped on Russell Westbrook. Of the Washington Wizards. You see, I can't remember which game it was. It may have even been the Memphis Grizzlies game. Someone came on and touched the backboard and came onto the court. All this fan behavior, folks, is unnecessary. You're there. You paid your ticket. You can boo. You can do everything you want, but once you drop the F-bombs, once you get personal, you've crossed the line, and there's no room for that. Wayne, your final thoughts on fans' behavior at the USA-Mexico soccer match?
Well, that soccer match, the fans absolutely crossed that line, and that's unacceptable behavior. And I would say that they need to probably do something about limiting what the fans can have or bring to soccer matches from here out, because I know NBA and even NASCAR,
Yep.
they have stopped allowing certain things to be brought into the stands or to be even sold in the concession because of things like this that have happened before. As far as stuff happening in the NBA with fans interacting with the players, that's another line that gets crossed. I will say that the FedEx Forum is a pretty lively place, and I've been there during a lot of University of Memphis basketball games, and most of the fans at the basketball games are critical of the referees more so than the other players. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, folks, just remember, we're all fans here. Keep it classy. If you have to think twice about it, don't do it. And again, keep your language down. There's always families and kids in the arena. That about wraps up the show today. Any closing thoughts on the show tonight, Wayne?
no, we're just looking forward to some more sports this coming weekend, and we will talk about those on Friday on the Blog Talk Radio with the Mark Mancini. And, that's a great show, and we cover a lot of topics, and I enjoy doing that one.
Absolutely. Again, live Friday 1 to 1:30, blogtalkradio.com/Mancini. My closing thought: Hawks look to take a 2-0 lead Tuesday night in Philadelphia. Get you one of these Friday for Wayne, for myself, for Todd Corder, who I'm filling in for tonight. We'll see you Friday afternoon. Take care, everybody.